In this video, I'm going to take you through the Get Started checklist so you can start tracking leads. So let's start with installing the tracking code. If you haven't installed your tracking code on your website, click on the Install Tracking Code button. Now there are two methods to install the tracking code on your website. You can have your developer install it, or you can install it yourself. If you want your developer to install the code, click on this option and then enter in their email address. Once you've done this, we'll send them an email with the instructions on how to install the code. Once they've installed the code, click on the Verify Installation button and we'll confirm that it's been installed. If you want to install the code yourself, click on that option and you'll be given 3 different installation methods: WordPress plugin, Google Tag Manager, and manual installation. In each method, we provide the tracking code and a setup guide explaining how to install the code. Once you've added the code to your website, click on the Verify Installation button. On the following page, click Start Verification. Wait for your page to load, and then head back to WhatConverts. In a moment, you'll receive a message that the tracking code was successfully installed. Go ahead and click Continue. And go back to our previous page. And as you can see, Install Tracking Code has now been checked off our list. So let's go ahead and move to our next item, Track Phone Calls. To track phone calls, we'll need to set up tracking numbers. To do this, click on the Set Up Tracking Numbers button, and on the following page, choose what type of numbers you'd like, local numbers or toll-free numbers. For this example, let's choose local numbers and then select our area code. Now that we've chosen the area code, choose where you want to forward calls to. Once you've chosen your phone number, you have the option to record all incoming calls. If you want to record calls, go ahead and click on this checkbox. Now click Continue. On the following page, choose where you want to display your tracking numbers: your website, or in a Google Ads extension. For this video, let's choose website and click Continue. What marketing source will bring traffic to your website? I'll choose Google Search and click Continue. Now go ahead and click on this link and you'll be taken to your website. Once you're on the website, call your tracking number so we can record the call. After placing your call, head back to WhatConverts. On the page, you'll see that your phone call was tracked. Now go ahead and click the View Lead in Lead Manager button. This will take us to the Lead Manager, where you can view your leads. As you can see, we recorded my phone call, the call recording, and details about the call. Now we've set up call tracking, close this window, and click on the Get Started checklist. And now let's move on to our next item, Web Forms. To track web forms, click on the Track Web Forms button, and that'll take us to our setup page. Click Get Started, and now choose which forms on your website you'd like to test. For this example, I'm going to click on this web form and click Continue. Now choose which marketing source will bring traffic to your website. I'll choose Google Ads, and then click Continue. Now go ahead and click on the link to be taken to your website. Once it loads, fill out your form and submit it. Now that we've submitted the form, head back to WhatConverts. And as you can see, our form was tracked. Now let's go view this lead in the Lead Manager. Just like phone calls, we can also see forms in the Lead Manager. If you click into the form lead, we can see the details that I submitted. Now that we're tracking forms, go ahead and close this window, and let's move on to our next item, connecting Google Ads. On the Google Ads connection page, click Add Google Ads Connection. On the following page, select the email you use to log into Google Ads, and then click Continue. Once you've connected Google Ads to WhatConverts, go ahead and select your customer and account. These will be specific to your Google Ads account. Now choose a conversion name. The conversion name is the name of the conversion action we'll create in your Google Ads account. When you start recording Google Ads leads, we'll send them to this conversion action. The call extension conversion name creates a conversion action that only records call extension calls. If you want to send these calls to Google Ads, create this conversion action. Once you've finished, click Next Step. On this page, choose how many conversions you want to count per ad click, every or just one. For this video, I'll choose every. Now click Next Step. Now you need to choose if you want to send leads to Google Ads using the first Google Ads click associated with them or the last Google Ads click. I'm going to choose first click and move to the next step. When should we trigger sending conversions? By default, we send leads to Google Ads when they're recorded in WhatConverts. If you want to change this trigger, you can choose from the following. Let's move to the next step. Should we update existing conversions when the sales value changes? With this option enabled, if you send a lead to Google Ads and later update its sales value, we'll send the sales value to that lead in Google Ads. One important thing I want to mention is that Google Ads cannot accept new sales values if it's been longer than 55 days since the leads were originally sent. So just keep that in mind. Now, once you've made your selection, click Next Step. Now you need to choose what type of leads you want to send to Google Ads. If you want to send all of them, leave everything checked. If you only want to send phone calls, then make sure to uncheck all the lead types. Once you've made your selections, click Next Step. Do you want to send enhanced conversions to Google Ads? If you enable this option, every lead with a phone number or email address will be sent to Google Ads. Once you've made your selection, click Finish. Now that you've connected your Google Ads account, let's move on to our final item, inviting team members. If you want to give your team access to your WhatConverts account, enter in their email addresses here. And choose the role. Now click Send Invitations. In a few moments, your team will receive emails with activation links. Once they click on those links, they'll be able to access your account. Now let's go ahead and head back to our WhatConverts account. You'll notice that the checklist is gone. Congratulations, you finished the checklist and you're now ready to start tracking leads in your account.